Good morning. Well, the guys in Brussels, they have a problem with this word, patriotism. They don't like it because it's a problem to this EU project. People being patriots, this is a bad thing. And they used to accuse people of being too much patriotic, you see. It was bad. But now I think they are starting to understand that this word is catching on in this time of crisis. People sort of like to be patriots these days. So these guys in Brussels, they are starting to use this word to benefit themselves. I saw it the first time today. It was amazing. They used this word, patriotism, as a positive thing. Yeah, and they talk about European patriotism. And of course you can be a patriot to Europe. Yeah, it's possible. But they are talking about the EU project, of course. You should be a patriot to the EU project, and that is not possible. You can't be a patriot to a project, an institution. It's not working. And of course, this is how they try to save themselves. The guys in Brussels, they have a huge crisis right now. It's fantastic to watch it. It's beautiful. And I'm just waiting for it to fall. Yes, I am. I mean, this was one of the main reasons I started making the videos, because I just didn't like the EU project. Yeah, so it's going to fall. And I believe that Italy will be the next to leave. It's really a matter of who hates the EU the most. That's what it boils down to. And of course, the Greeks, I think they hate the EU the most. I think so. But they sort of can't leave, you see. But Italy can leave, yes. And these guys in Italy, they don't like the EU. Well, I mean, it could be Hungary or Poland. They don't like the EU. And even the Netherlands could leave. I don't mind. No, but I just think that Italy will be next after the UK. Yeah. And that would be the end of it. Yes. It could end very soon, actually. You know, it's amazing to watch this crisis in Brussels right now. I want to tell you about Hungary. Yeah, Hungary is a country where they like Viktor Orban. They vote for him, and he's getting a lot of support. And now, in this time of crisis, he's getting more power. Yeah. And this has been voted on. It's a perfectly legitimate voting procedure, and he's getting more power in this time of crisis, you see. But other politicians in Europe, they get very scared about this, yeah. See, I don't think they understand this thing with the will of the people. You know, this is something that they think about when there is election time, of course. The will of the people. But after the election, they sort of forget about it, you see. So I don't think they understand what this is. That it also exists during all this time between election. The will of the people is always there, you see. I don't think they understand it. So, and they don't like when democracy is working against them, which they think is the case right now in Hungary. Orban shouldn't have more power, according to them. See? So that's how it works. Yeah. They seem to love democracy when it works in their favor, right? Yeah, then it's fine. Right. Finally, I want to say something about the corona, actually. Because I've been talking to a lot of people recently. My father, for instance, of course, he's 89 years old. He's very worried about this. And I used to be extremely worried about, not extremely, but worried about the corona, you know. Mostly because of the people that I know, yeah. Of course, I don't like to see people suffer. I hate it. Yeah. And I take precautions when it comes to the corona. I wash my hands. I don't see much people right now. I don't go to many meetings and so on. So of course this is what I do. But there is something that I was thinking about, which makes me wonder about this. This is another thing, you know, because I remember when the first case came to Sweden, you know, media, they were talking about the corona. Maybe this was in February, and they were waiting for the first case, you know, the first person to test positive. And then it happened. The first person tested positive, and there was a big fuss in media. And I started to think about this. Why was there a first case? And is this the first case of corona in Sweden? And I realized, of course, it's not. What happened was that they started testing. Of course, at the time of this first case, there were probably hundreds of thousands of cases in Sweden. People infected by the corona. Yeah, of course. They just started testing. Before they had the first case, they weren't testing, you see? Then they started to test, and they found the first case. And then you saw this curve going up, because they started testing, and they tested more and more and more, you see. Yeah, and this is confirmed, actually, by some experts here in Sweden, official experts. They say there's hundreds of thousands of cases in Sweden. It's just that they haven't been tested. They had the symptoms, they got well, so on. You see? So I've been thinking about this. Yeah, and I've been telling people about it. You know, I will tell my dad eventually when I talk to him next time. The reason why we see this expansion of corona is because there's a lot of testing going on. Right. And of course, I'm not saying that it's not a bad virus. No, that's not what I'm saying. Just telling you my realization. Right. That's all. Bye.